I was a teen. So some things I've known about, like starting up and the different forms of, incorporating and such, but there was a lot of information that I was not privy to, that I wasn't informed of.
Would you say that was almost like a? Would you say that was almost like a public or even a private session of public information?
Yes, I would say it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very private in the setting.
Yeah, I know we just talked about this a couple seconds ago, but could you talk about the difference between RUCC information as far as business goes as opposed to the internet, goofballs?
But I know people from different communities, different, angles of this stuff. I'll just take the UCC one, for example. I've known people who have them and have them, they filled out his information on there, and they're talking to me about it. But at the end of the conversation, I'm not really understanding like what this thing is and what it's doing, as well as at the workshop, it made me see how simple something like that it is to fill out, by the way, versus looking at that and wondering like, what is this and what does it mean? But hearing it from an individual as if they've done something, but you don't see it engaging in anything or impacting anything, versus hearing what this is specifically used for and how you really utilize it. I've heard the word transmitting utility so much that I was starting to wonder, like, what the hell is a transmitting utility? But, I have a very much, I know what it is now. I understand it as it pertains to business.
Right, as it pertains to business, which is a big difference as opposed to, focusing on nationality or, even people talking about they're putting liens on judges and things like that, like, or police officers. Like, those are things that was not even discussed, not even, relevant to be doing. The focus is, was business, and that's the main thing. I definitely don't want to prod you in any particular direction, but if there's anything, that you want to leave with the listeners that, how intimate the setting was and, the focus on getting your particular questions answered. What was maybe an aha moment that you had coming out of the workshop?
I think that the real aha moment was we make things complex that are really simple, and then I do understand now after having been through this workshop that there's a lot of things that, like, some people are making complex, but it's like we will overthink a thing, and then we'll hear some other information, and this information seems like this is what's applicable, when in fact it doesn't even apply.
Right.
But it was really very informative, to say the least. It was very informative.
Right. Was it worth the capital outlay?
The personal. For me, yes.
Good. Well, definitely I look forward to you continuously investing in your private education and, working with you. It was good, actually. It's always good. Everybody talks through the internet. Like you say, you respect the privacy that we have at the vault, but it's interesting because, you do get to meet somebody face to face. You get to see how they're living. At least sit in the room, it's an educational environment, but, you understand, okay, people are meeting in the private, having educational sessions, not sitting on the public internet talking about, get rich quick or anything like that. So definitely appreciate actually getting a chance to meet you. Look forward to continuously, working with you in the future and things of that nature, but definitely appreciate you. So thank you.
Likewise, thank you.
Greetings, everybody. That was one of the testimonials that we had. We're going to continue to post some more testimonials from the actual workshop. I was going to clean up this episode. There's actually some dead space at the beginning of this episode. But, definitely, you can listen to some of the testimonials that we have, and we'll make it a point to post them. We're definitely going to do an 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time episode, but I definitely want to start posting some of the testimonials and go forward from there, because it was definitely always informative, educational towards the people that invested in themselves and look forward to it. So just be on the lookout for some more testimonials coming on the channel here, and look forward to hearing from you all. Christian@trustchristian.com. It's in the side of the description of the episode. Feel free to reach out. Trustee Training, next workshop. Peace and joy.